What's up? What's up? What's up, my mind your money business folks? It's me yet again with another video. On today's stock market, the market just closed exactly 1 minute ago. And as always, hopefully you are in the market and not trying to time the market, because that is simply impossible to do, people. Yeah, I'm still tired. It's morning here. So, let's see what happened in the market today, people. Hopefully you guys are investing. You're not straddling the fence or anything. You're doing good. You're no longer in desperation mode. You created a path, a lane. You created a plan for your life. Yeah. So let's see what happened. It says the S&P 500 Nasdaq climb as investors await Fed decision after Nasdaq record close. I think the Feds are going to meet up starting tomorrow, starting September 17th. Right? I say tomorrow because it's Tuesday here. So it'll actually be Thursday my time, which will be the 8th. Anyway, let's get into the news. It says U.S. stocks touched new highs on Monday as U.S.-China trade talks unfolded in Madrid, and investors awaited a pivotal Federal Reserve meeting later this week. The S&P 500 rose nearly 0.5% to close above 6,600 for the first time ever. So that means if you have been investing for the last year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, just within the last year, you would have made money just from simply investing, right? Investing into yourselves, your family, and your future. Just creating a solid foundation for yourself. Because that was the main reason why I wanted to invest, to set up a foundation. And also to leave something behind after I'm gone. Because, you know, we all are going to transition out of this life at some point. And I've seen so many tragedies where people have passed on and left nothing behind. And that's not a good thing, to leave a family in shambles when there's nothing left, where they have to put off for burial possibly. So yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna get all into that. But also the news states the tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite jumped roughly 0.9% to notch its 6th consecutive record close. Meaning if you have been investing into the Nasdaq, you would have made some money. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average edged up more than 0.1%. Because some stocks are back at an all-time high, like Tesla. I remember when Tesla dropped all the way down to like $200 and something. You remember that? If you're investing, you would know. Now I believe Tesla's back over $400. So had you been investing in Tesla or the S&P 500, you would have made money. Slow and steady, people. Slow and steady. That's why I'm investing for the long haul. It's not like some get rich quick type situation where I invest now and plan to be rich in 6 months. No, this takes time. It takes time. Anyway, so the major U.S. stocks indexes are coming off a strong week in which the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 saw their best weekly showings since early August, while the Dow snapped a 2-week losing streak. Investors are looking ahead to the Federal Reserve policy meeting Wednesday. Remember, I said, yeah. With traders pricing in a 96% chance of a quarter-point reduction and 4% odds of a jumbo rate cut as of Monday midday. So an easing could provide another tailwind for stocks, particularly as AI enthusiasm continues to drive market sentiment. So traders will also be watching whether Stephen Myron is sworn in as Fed governor in time to participate in this week's FOMC vote. Meanwhile, U.S. and Chinese officials, please get it together, also met for another round of high-stakes trade talks in Madrid on Monday amid their ongoing trade war. Trade war. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said the countries agreed on a framework for a TikTok deal ahead of a U.S. ban set to go into effect September 17th. Shares of Oracle, the software giant that is reportedly a contender to buy the social media app, jumped. Elsewhere, Nvidia stock fell fractionally, appearing to shake off news that a preliminary probe in China found the AI chipmaker had violated the country's antitrust laws. Tesla jumped more than 3% to turn positive for the year after news broke that CEO Elon Musk had purchased $1 billion worth of shares. And that's pretty much it for the news, people. That was quick and pretty simple and to the point. Pretty much stating if you have been investing, you should have made some money. Like Tesla today earned $14.32, closing at $410.26. Palantir lost 22 cents, closing at $171.21. Broadcom gained $4.22, closing out at $364.09. SPLG, S&P 500 ETF, closed at 41 cents higher, or gained 41 cents, closing at $77.76. Nvidia lost 7 cents today, closing out at $177.75. Apple gained $2.63, closing out at $236.70. Yeah, so what else? What did Meta do today? Meta gained $9.11 today, closing out at $764.70. I don't know if I mentioned this, but FTEC, my information technology ETF, gained $2.01 today, closing out at $216.14. I'm telling you, the way that say like these ETFs or mutual funds like FTEC, SPLG, VOO, these Vanguard funds, you buy these shares and over time you can get thousands of these shares. FTC, they may gain $1, $2 a day, or they may lose 50 cents or a dollar. But let's say over time, over a week, they've gained a total of $8. But let's say over time you've accumulated like thousands of shares. So thousands of shares, meaning when you earn $1, when the market closed that day, you earn thousands of dollars in your portfolio. And that compounding interest over time, where you can set up your stockbroker's account, your investment account, to reinvest dividends. That money can roll back into your account and buy additional shares automatically. You don't have to manually go in and do it. It just does it automatically, right? And you just leave that bad boy on green. You keep buying. You can have money automatically withdrawn from your accounts and invested into your and imported into your stockbroker's account, your investment account. And you can buy these stock. You can set it up automatically, right? You can have this stuff on autopilot. And that's when you hear people say, I make money in my sleep, based upon where they have their assets or money invested, like the stock market. Like, I literally just woke up because of the time difference, and I see which stocks of mine made money while I slept and a few that lost money while I slept. But there was more that made money than it was in comparison to the few that lost. And it just does that. It has that yin and yang effect every day. Then there are days where everything's green, where you just make thousands of dollars that one day. And you don't have to gamble. Gambling is trying to pick single stocks, a bunch of single stocks, in hopes that you make a lot of money. Like Tesla, for example, made $14 today. But But there were times where Tesla lost $20 a day, $10, $15, $30. It had gotten down to 200 and something bucks. So you would hate to have all of your money invested, 100% of your income or your investment into like single stocks, because if those stocks go down, you're losing all of your money. So it's good to have a diversified portfolio into these mutual funds, into these ETFs that consist of hundreds and thousands of companies. VTSAX consists of thousands of companies within the fund that's managed by Vanguard. I think it's like over 3,800 companies. It consists of small, mid, large cap funds, and those companies within those funds, if they're not working out, if they're not turning a profit, the managers of those funds, like at Vanguard, will remove them. Just like the S&P 500 consists of the 500 largest companies in the U.S. The managers of those funds, like a Vanguard, for VOO, look up that ticker symbol. If a company not performing, they're dropping below the threshold at which it must maintain to be a part of that 500. The managers of those funds or of that fund will simply remove it and replace it with another. So you're not losing all of your money, is what I'm simply saying. When you invest into things like mutual funds and ETFs, your money's being spread amongst those 500 different companies, or FTEC, which may consist of over 280 to 300 companies that are in the information technology field. That's what FTEC is. And some of the same companies that are a part of the S&P 500 is a part of FTEC, right? Same thing. Either way, over time, you have to give yourself time and patience, which a lot of us do not have these days. It's patience. I would say a lot of us just don't have patience because of technology. Like, the internet has been invented. We have cable television. There's so much placed on the internet. You can order things like via Amazon and you can receive it the same day or the next day. So a lot of people no longer have patience. And that's what you must have when investing or creating a business or waiting your turn to move up within a company. You have to wait. You have to wait. You have to work to it. And then boom, it happens because you put in the work. All right, so I'm going to end this video. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think, if you think anything at all. As always, get out of debt, people. Get out of debt so you can have 100% control over your money, so you can invest it as you please and into smart investments that's going to put that solid foundation underneath you for the remainder of your life. Starting now, create a plan, and that plan is called a budget. And that's where you start telling your money where to go, so you can stop trying to figure out where it all went before the end of the month. So invest your money, get out of debt, pay off your mortgage, and have 100% control over your life and the money that you work so hard for. And continue to move on smartly. All right, so you guys take care. Have a blessed day. Peace.